Hello, in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to perform a pushing block. The pushing block is used to push the opponent off balance. I'm going to be showing you how to do a palm pushing block and a double forearm pushing block. When doing a palm pushing block, use the palm against the opponent's shoulder like this. The block could also be used to the lower region of the opponent if you're lower down, but I'll be showing you against the shoulder region. Now, I've often seen students trying to do a pushing block against the arm, which is not advisable because you can't push the opponent off balance. There is a block that's very similar to palm pushing block called a luring block, which can use the palm, but the aim of that technique is to draw the opponent's attacking tool beyond the point of focus, so they go off balance that way. But I'm going to be showing you a pushing block. Now this can be done in sitting stance or X stance, but it can also be done in parallel stance, closed stance and walking stance. So when you do it in sitting stance, you bring your palm in line with your shoulder. Bend the wrist back only enough to make good contact with the target area. No need to try and pull back too much. And when you're doing a pushing technique, you make contact early and push the rest of the way, as opposed to a regular block where you accelerate and make contact at the end. For example, other blocks, you accelerate, and when you've got maximum speed, make contact then. So the breathing is going to be different. Rather than doing a sharp breath at the end, like that, with regular blocks, you use a more long and drawn out breath, like that. So practice this technique, moving across, do a palm pushing block, and then follow up with a counter-attack middle punch, aiming for the center line, and go left and right. Another tool you can use for pushing block is the double forearm, but it can only be done as a low pushing block. And the aim is to push the opponent's leg away when they're kicking, for example, when they're doing a front snap kick. I'm going to show you how to do this technique in L stance, although it can also be done in fixed stance or rear foot stance. You bring the arms back, palms facing down. Okay? Don't go higher than the shoulders, slightly below the shoulders is good. And you push in a straight line, twist early and push the rest of the way. Now it's difficult to do it in L stance because you need to keep 70% of the weight on the rear leg. And I often see students coming forward as they push and ending up in fixed stance. So all you need to do is drop the body, keep most of the weight on the rear leg so you remain in L stance and just push with your arms like that. Okay? So you push forward and across. So practice that going forwards and backwards in L stance. You can also use knife hand and reverse knife hand for pushing blocks, but it's done in the form of a low guarding block. But you move the arms in a circular motion as opposed to a straight line as you do with usual guarding blocks. But you will still call it a low guarding block as opposed to a pushing block. Here are a couple of examples. Very soon I'll be covering the pattern Taekwon-Do, which has a double forearm pushing block as one of the movements. And the pattern after that, Farangtul, also has a pushing block, the palm pushing block. So practice the movements I showed you today to prepare yourself for the patterns coming up in the next few lessons. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please join me for my next lesson. See you next time. Bye.